ever goes right for me. My friends don't even take me seriously. My stomach hurts every day.
What exactly seems to be the problem?
Ulcers, gastritis, tumors. I can't sleep. I'm just not happy. I've tried everything. I've been to the doctor. I'm taking prescriptions. I don't know who I am. I don't know what else to do. Why is this all happening to me?
Probing around for something that isn't there is not the answer.
Let's just give you the works.
Welcome to the Ultimate Answer movie, where anything is possible. Quantum is all about the power of possibility. Quantum is the science of moving energy at the root inside of your body and creating transformation within you. You see, science is what it is, whether or not you believe it's that way or not. It is what it is, except when it's not.
So we might often wonder why things disappear. Why would a symptom in the body disappear? Well, if everything is just vibrational energy and it's influenced by consciousness, simply a shift in consciousness will cause that vibrational level to change, so it no longer appears to us.
Energies are invisible, but that's okay. Lots of things are invisible. Love is invisible, music is invisible, your ancestors are invisible.
It's the invisible stuff between the physical world that is predominant and important in giving shape to that physical world. You can't ignore it. It is the source.
They're just molecules popping in and out of existence in response to consciousness. And so things almost exist, they pop out, another one almost exists, and that's what really comprises our bodies, which are really 99.999% empty space, just energy and information. That means our symptoms or other things are not etched in stone. They're easily changeable by consciousness and energy as they work together.
And the science of biomagnetic fields holds the key.
When you bring your hand near another person, there is an energetic transfer through the energy field. Many people in the past have thought that this was hocus pocus or New Age nonsense. It turns out that there's a scientific basis for it. From our hands come biomagnetic fields containing frequencies that can stimulate the healing of various tissues in the body.
Energy interacts with each other. They create enhancements of energy or subtractions of energy when two energy fields interact with each other. In fact, in our own bodies, we're very familiar with it. When we're in the right place, we feel good vibes, good vibrations, good energy and harmony. We also know that when we're in the wrong place, we call it bad vibes, meaning the vibration is in disharmony or in decay. So in reality, we actually deal with the field as energy, and we deal with it all as vibration.
Most of us are so fully identified with our bodies, we think that's all that we are. But you're not a body. You're so much more than a body.
While you perceive a physical body, what you're really looking at are vortices of energies created by the atoms and molecules and cells that make up this body.
Quantum is a form of energy medicine that uses the energy as medicine rather than an artificial substance like medication.
We can go beyond that many times to use higher consciousness and energy, which affects the cells in the body sometimes 50 to 100 times more powerfully than the physical substances do.
Then if you want to treat the nature of the body, then you don't treat it as a physical mechanism with gears and chemicals and parts that plug in together, which is the belief of conventional science.
Our bodies are considered machines, pieces that work together.
So a body in that sense of a Newtonian world is like a car, a vehicle. And what we have done over this history is looked at that vehicle, and when it doesn't work right, we blame the machine.
We're not considering them as we would in the quantum field as a complete and holistic process.
you actually start to treat it as an energy device because you adjust the expression of energy by using other forms of energy.
Transformation happens from energy field to energy field through something called vibration.
Everything is a vibration. Energy is vibration. Whatever is there in the universe is pure vibration. From sound to light, from energy to time.
Quantum is about opening up space. The universe is filled with space. This pen is filled with space. And what fills that space? Energy.
Einstein's theory has been very well substantiated in quantum physics.
Energy can be turned to matter, matter can be turned to energy. So Einstein's equation actually gives us a formula for figuring out how much energy can be released from matter, even something as small as an atom.
If you go inside the atom, we don't see any matter at all. What we see, vibrating energy.
Your illness is energy. Your financial situation is energy. Your health is energy. Our mass and our energy also has spiritual, emotional, and mental components that we can add to that equation. Recognizing the fact that your emotional energy, for example, can be transformed into an illness or those hard to lose pounds. Or by the same token, how you can transform a failing business or ailing health into spiritual energy or information that you can then recycle to create the very experience that you've been searching for.
Newtonian medicine has been very slow to absorb that the chair that you're sitting on or the floor that you're standing on is energy as well as matter.
The sun is energy. The moon is energy. The dust bunnies under your bed are energy. You are energy. And you can call that energy whatever you want. God, consciousness, light, awareness. Then you're only a hop, skip, and a jump away from understanding that there is only energy.
Healers have been saying this for years, but doctors have been very slow to absorb that the body could be just the same as that chair, could be energy as well as matter.
Regardless of what you think you're seeking on the outside, it's really just a manifestation of what you're not seeing, what you're not acknowledging, what you're not connected to on the inside. So if you want to change your life or anything about your life, you have to change your energy.
When you allow your body to have more space, that's when energy can move through your body more easily. You see, you're not your body, you're the field that your body sits in, your aura. And if you allow your aura to open more and more and more, that's when healing and transformation happens inside of you.
Sometimes in life we are lost, searching for an answer to our problems, an answer to feel better, an answer to life. Sometimes we look for the answer in all the wrong places, leading us nowhere but back to the pain we first began with. But the question is, will we ever find it?
In some modalities, you have to work with the first aspect, then the second aspect, and then the third aspect. It could take forever before you actually handle an issue. In quantum, we do it differently. We connect directly to the energy inside of our body, and then we allow that energy to transform and evolve us in just moments. In other words, we grab the tree by the trunk and we just pull the root out, and it's handled.
By shifting the energies, you have a way into the physical structure of the brain that is much less invasive than drugs, much more precise than drugs, and has no side effects.
We now know that the best antidepressant drug is about 42% effective, supposedly, but it has a 25% complication rate. So I'm convinced that one of the biggest groups of drugs that's used today, antidepressants, is one of the worst. We know that suicide and aggressive behavior are increased not only in teenagers but in adults by people taking these mood-altering drugs.
Have you ever seen those drug commercials on TV where they're trying to help you with anxiety or depression, and the side effects are you might just die or you might want to kill yourself? Well, I think I'd rather be sad or depressed. What about you? But the good news is with Quantum, you could just release your emotional baggage.
I can get 85% of people out of depression within 2 weeks without drugs. The medical profession is not interested in this because they've been brainwashed only to use drugs. Well, I think the drugs really suck. And they are an abomination when it comes to treating mood disorders.
To get out of depression, you need to raise your beta endorphins. Although there are many ways to do this, the easiest way is to simply laugh. Laughing also raises the vibration of your whole body. When was the last time that you had a good laugh?
Even laughing artificially, if you will, make-believe laughter, produces beta endorphin enhancement. So just ha 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 for 5 minutes will double your beta endorphin production without even being amused. So the body responds to the physical act of laughter, and obviously if it is spontaneous, at least it's a lot more fun.
Cancer patients who laugh live longer. You want to do yourself a favor? Laugh every few hours. You don't need a reason. Just laugh out loud. Watch how you feel.
Hello, Tua. How are we doing today?
I'm okay.
Listen, how's that stomach since last week?
It still really hurts. It actually feels like it's getting worse.
What exactly seems to be the problem?
Well, the pain intensified and I'm very uncomfortable.
Burning? Sharp pain? What kind of uncomfortable are we speaking of?
Kind of both of those. It just mainly hurts right here.
Well, your tests came back last week. You did well, and let's see here. The test results are in, everything's normal. Everything is fine. It looks like you are completely healthy.
Wait, but did you run every test possible? What about testing for ulcers, gastritis, tumors? What if it's a tumor?
No, it's not a tumor. The test results would have picked up all that. You are a perfectly healthy young lady.
This can't be. You have to run more tests, please.
Probing around for something that isn't there is not the answer.
Could it be stress?
Yes, it could be stress. Many adults have had health problems exacerbated by stress. You said it was burning. I'm writing a prescription. This should help ease the burning and the discomfort. And, you know those over-the-counter upset stomach relievers? They work fine on me. Never have an upset stomach.
There is a place for surgery. There is a place for drugs. I believe about 15% of the time we need drugs or surgery to save our lives or save our function. But 85% of the time, we need to do something ourselves.
When we have a problem or an issue, our problem just knocks on our door. And we're probably hoping that it just goes away. But the truth is, it just gets bigger and bigger and...
Like a pressure cooker, it will blow. By using breathing and breathing into that information and allowing the information to move inside our body, we choose whether or not those beliefs, values, and attitudes are now serving us, or whether we need to discard them or change them so that we can transform ourselves.
We humans have developed these incredible brains. With such a great tool, we overuse it. We use it so much that we're in our heads.
When you're in your head, you are disconnected.
When you feel disconnected, you also start to experience a feeling of lack in your life.
You tend to even leave your body.
That sounds really strange when people say, oh, of course I'm in my body, aren't I alive? Yes, you're alive, but your higher self may not be in your body, and that's the part we want to keep in our body. Your higher self is the spirit part of you, and it tends to want to go off. It kind of flies out through your crown chakra because our bodies are small and our spirit is large, and it loves to be free. Now, when our spirit is not in our body, we go on what we call automatic pilot.
This is the 95% that you don't have access to. This is when you're in your head, running on autopilot, and just doing what you're programmed to do, what you're conditioned to do. This is where we end up losing our power. Like when we watch a TV commercial, and we download that we like a product in the commercial, and we get conditioned by this commercial. Well, the same process happened when you were a kid, by your parents.
The reason we often perform behaviors that we are aware we no longer wish to perform, in fact are trying to stop, is because of these childhood survival programs.
Childhood survival programs get activated in adults when we get our buttons pushed. You don't know anybody who gets their buttons pushed, do you? Me neither.
And these triggers, even at the time they occurred, are often outside of your consciousness. So then as an adult, a trigger happens, you behave in a particular way, you activated the survival program, that shut down your thinking, so all you did is exactly what you did the last time. You can't believe you did it again. But that's because you had no control.
You weren't in your body. You were on automatic pilot. And when you're on automatic pilot, you react to your environment rather than respond.
Many times we react to our old conditioning, and we respond to programs that were installed very early in life.
You also see this during arguments. Once you get angry enough, you can no longer think, and your arguments stop being very rational. In fact, they become very reactive.
In order to change a problem, you have to uninstall it the way that it was installed.
In the same way as when you use your computer, there are two different systems. There's an operating system that's basically default, underneath the program that you use to interact with your computer, say the Word program. However, when there's a problem in the default programming, for instance, for some reason your computer has a program, I type A, it makes a capital A. I don't want a capital A, but every single time I type A, it makes a capital A. I have to backspace delete, write my small a. This is outside of my conscious control. Unless, of course, I'm aware of how to open up the default programming, go in and find out how to turn off that function. And as soon as I do, end of problem.
When you're not in your body, you're in the default program. This means you're in your head, in fast energy, where your intellect is creating a whole bunch of thoughts. Have you ever tried to change your thoughts? Well, I have. It doesn't work. You're trying and struggling to try to change those thoughts, and they don't change. Very frustrating. And the reason that you can't change it is because it's all unconsciously driven. So if you can just relax your body, soften it, and allow yourself to slow down into that slower energy at the base of your spine. When the thoughts slow down, the thoughts won't affect you anymore. When you become aware of your breathing and you bring your awareness down to the base of your spine, you go into slower vibrations.
I don't think you can afford the luxury of anger, guilt, anxiety, or depression because they clobber the immune system.
Everything in the universe is subject to change and everything is on schedule. So you get a flat tire on the way to the airport. You miss a plane that crashes. What do you say? Thank God I had a flat. But while you're fixing the flat, what are you doing? Screaming and yelling and cursing, I'm gonna miss my plane. So get on the universe's schedule. When we truly get in touch with our unconscious, that's when the guidance happens.
Everything is happening the way it should. In fact, everything is happening the way it does. So when it doesn't happen the way that you think it should, then think about the benefits for the way it actually happened. You see, there's a bigger plan.
Your body is a community of 50 trillion cells. And then we say, yeah, but every cell is like a miniature person. Then this community of cells offers fabulous insight into the necessary foundation for a community of humans.
So, how do you change a pattern that you've been conditioned with? Through breathing. When you breathe, you move the energy through each and every cell, causing your cellular memory to shift and change.
I've always put up my fences and held my defenses in front of me, not knowing my heart was imprisoned till you gave me wisdom to find the key. I'm ready to begin. I'm open and love's coming in when you move through me, when you move through me. You give me the confidence to take back my innocence through. I've always lived in delusion, trapped in illusion of doubt and fear, not knowing that change would come my way till I drove a highway free and clear from all my regrets. I'm open to what's coming next when you move through me, when you move through me. You give me the confidence to take back my innocence through me. And I am tired of all my excuses. And I close my eyes, and the one thing I know is true. And there's nothing I can't do when you move through me, when you move through me. You give me the confidence to take back my innocence, through
We all have an identity. What I found in my cell research was that the identity was due to a set of antennas, proteins that extend from the surface of the cell, just like television antennas used to extend from the surface of a house. Each person differs by having a different set of antennas. The antennas are antennas. They receive signals from the environment. Each of us is receiving a broadcast that is picked up by these what are called self-receptors, receivers of self. Well, these antennas are picking up the broadcast. The broadcast is not in the body, it's being received by the body. So the body is something like a television set playing a program that is receiving and downloading via each of our own sets of personalized antennas. If I'm watching a TV and the picture tube goes, I say the television's dead. But the question is, did the broadcast die with the television? And the answer is, well, no. How do you know that? Well, you get another television, plug it in, turn it on, and tune it to the same station, and voila, the same program is back on the air. What I recognized as being programmed cells that are tuned to environmental signals being picked up by self antennas, I realized that when a body dies, it doesn't kill the self. The self was a broadcast. And the relevance that further extends this is, what if you got a future body with the same set of antennas on it?
Sometimes in life we are lost, searching for an answer. The answer to our problems, the answer to feel better, the answer to life. But the real question is, what if we did find it? Once you know the answer, you cannot not know it. How will you choose to change your life today? As for me, now that I know my past, my time as her, the cycle of a new existence, I know who I was, where I've been, whom I've become, and where I'm going. And that I am. I am.
So the idea of ignoring the invisible in the world of quantum physics is a no-no. Okay.
So how do you raise your vibration? Honk. That's not how you do it. It's not by honking your horn. Did you like the crystal going up like this and down?